Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, I will bring up a book to summarize for you all, which is called The Road to Financial Freedom. And there is also a small title below that says How to Make $1 Million in 7 Years. This book is a book focused on finance, written by a German millionaire author. For this book, I will use 20 minutes to summarize the main meanings in this book for you all. Before getting to the summary, let's look at the title of this book first. How to Make $1 Million in 7 Years? What is financial freedom? Financial freedom means that you have enough money and time for yourself without having to work hard to earn income to support your daily expenses. At this point, it means that you don't need to work and have income because you have enough money working for you. When your income doubles and is larger than your daily expenses, it means that you are financially free. Also, when you achieve financial freedom, you can quit a job you don't like, do the things you want to do, go where you want to go, and you can help your parents achieve their dreams. So how much money does a person need to be financially free? Many people have asked this question, and many people have given different answers. But the answers that come out are different. Some say $3 million, some say $10 million, some say $30 million. In fact, these answers are different because their living standards and spending habits are different, and their definitions of financial freedom are also different. But regardless of the answer, everyone must recognize one thing in common. Achieving financial freedom is not easy. But a book that I will summarize for you now will tell you clearly how to achieve financial freedom, and the author, who is a millionaire, has already done it successfully. In practice, if you think carefully and use the right methods, a person can earn $1 million in just 7 years. Hearing this, of course, many people have used the methods and techniques in this book to apply in their personal financial management and achieve financial freedom and success in life. The attractive title of this book has attracted a lot of attention from people in the world. 7 years to earn $1 million. Some people think that $1 million is a little. Some people think that it is a lot. This is because people have different perceptions of the definition of financial freedom. Whether it is 1 million, 10 million, or 100 million, it is just a number. What is important is the method. When you find the right method, you will reach the financial freedom you want. This book is written by German billionaire Bodo Schäfer, who is nicknamed the first financial coach in Europe. He was born in 1960 and moved to the United States at the age of 16. At the age of 26, he was unlucky in the economic crisis and owed people all over the world. But 4 years later, he got out of debt and even had some companies in his hands and successfully invested to become a young European billionaire. Later, he also spread his financial knowledge to the world. He hopes that ordinary people will be able to understand financial knowledge more deeply and have true financial freedom. In addition to this book, he also wrote 2 other books, which are all famous books, such as The Winner Laws, The Dog Called Money, etc. Now, to the summary. Today, I will summarize the book in 2 parts. In the first part, we look at the differences between the rich and the poor and their mindsets about money. At this point, you are probably saying, "Don't waste my time. Tell me how to make $1 million in 7 years." But that is in the second part, which I will cover later. We come to the first point. What is the reason why we have no money left, cannot become rich, and do not have financial freedom? To put it more simply, what is the difference between us and those who have financial freedom? You will surely say that the difference is that money is not enough for them. It is not wrong that having a lot of money is not enough for them, but what is important is that if they give you the money they have, you may not be able to control it because you do not have financial knowledge. And what is the more important difference? What are they thinking, and how do they perceive money, which is just an external thing, but without it, it is difficult for them. The author said that the difference between the rich and the poor is their perception and principles in using money. To be more specific, they have different definitions of money, different attitudes towards money, different forces in seeking money, and the main thing is that they have different mindsets in using money. The rich and the poor are different in that they define wealth differently. The poor do not give a clear definition to the word have, while the rich give a very clear definition to the word have. What does this mean?
Does it mean that you know how much money you need to have to be rich? Can you tell me the exact amount of money? 1 million, 10 million, or 100 million? And how long? 1 year, 10 years, or 20 years can you call yourself rich? The author said that we can define the word rich by fulfilling 4 conditions.
The first condition, there must be a specific amount. 2 must be written out. 3 must be imagined, the goal you have set. For example, if you want to have $1 million in 7 years, you must write it out on paper and imagine the situation when you have $1 million. Because when you imagine it, it is no longer a word or a number. Because the message that can be sent to the brain is not a number or a letter. It must be an image that can be recorded in the brain. You can imagine what kind of life you will have in 7 years. Have a good job, drive a nice car, have a nice house. You can imagine it in more detail. What brand and color of car you drive, how much it costs, where the house is, what size, what style of house you have. You can almost imagine how you will feel and how you will feel if you live in a house like this. You can imagine it all. These fantasies are like a map that guides you to your goal. You will start thinking about how to achieve it, and they are also part of your motivation. So right now, you need to think carefully about what you want and define your financial freedom specifically.
The second condition. Another difference between the rich and the poor is their attitude towards wealth. In the brain of the poor, they never think that they will become very rich, or their goal is not clear. Today, they want to be rich, but tomorrow, they don't want to. Through some seminars, they are highly motivated, and they start to work, find all the methods to get money quickly. But when they encounter a problem or a small obstacle, they start to hesitate, think it is too difficult, don't dare to struggle, and finally, give up their goal. This is because they are not loyal to their goal. At that time, they will think, "Oh, what do you need to become rich? I have enough money to spend, I have enough to live on, and I can't take it with me when I die." You are right. This is the choice of 97% of people in this world, and none of them will ever become rich. On the other hand, the rich think differently. They say to themselves, "I have to have money. I have no other choice. I really can't stand my life right now." Therefore, when they set the financial goals they want, they are not easy to change, because apart from success in life, they don't want anything else. You will surely ask, if you were going to set a goal, should I set a small goal that is easy to achieve, or a big one, even if it is a little difficult? Most people think that you should set a small goal because it is easy and quick to achieve, and we are confident in this. However, the author believes that if you are going to set a goal, you should set a big goal. Big goals are easier to achieve than small goals, because when you set a small goal, it is easy to be blocked by problems. You cannot see your goal, because you will only see the problems that prevent you from achieving your goal. At that time, you will start looking for a new goal that is easier. In fact, it is not because of the problem, but because your goal is too small. You have already failed at the first attempt. The author believes that goals should be set big. When your goal is big, you cannot see the problems. Even if you encounter problems, you must use all means to overcome those problems to achieve your goal.
The third condition? The difference between the rich and the poor lies in the different motivations for making money. Poor people have many excuses. They only see their shortcomings and don't try hard enough, or they try hard for the wrong reasons. Poor people always ask themselves, "Why am I poor? Why do I get rejected? Why do I lack this? Why do I lack that?" But the rich people never think about their own shortcomings. They think about what I need to do to achieve it. In this book, the author raises 2 simple questions. Everyone, think a little about how you will solve them. Question 1. Have you ever thought that if you try your best, how much money can you make in the next 12 months? Try to think about it. Second, in the 12 months that you earn, which month did you earn the most? Multiply the income from the month that you earn the most by 12. You will get a number? Then try to increase the income in other months by 10%.
It's not much. If you try a little harder, you will get this 10%. As long as you try 10% more than usual, you will get amazing results. You can try it.
The fourth point, the difference between the rich and the poor is their mindset towards money. Most poor people think that having money spoils people. Being rich is bad. Money makes people lose virtue, etc. In fact, money is not bad. It is people who spend money incorrectly that are bad. If you see money in a bad way, it will be difficult for you to become rich. The author mentioned a close friend of his named Thomas. Thomas is a person who has little money, but his assessment of money is not very positive. He thinks that money spoils people, but he is a person who likes to buy things. As long as he has money, he never puts it in himself. He always buys this and that. He never saves it. How can there be money like this? There are still some people who don't like rich people, don't like money. As long as people talk about money, they don't want to listen. They think that you have a lot of worries about money, are busy, and don't have time to spend with your family. Men are spoiled by money, women are spoiled when they have money, and sometimes they even think that being poor is already decided by the gods. There is no need to go against the scriptures. In fact, if you think a little optimistically, you will see that having money is not so bad. But we are not talking about right or wrong, just to make it clear that we are reading this book because we want financial freedom. So you need to think about how to think about money to help us achieve our goal of becoming truly financially free. The author has a method that can take just 30 minutes to change your thinking about money. Think about what you want to do with your wealth, because you see rich people happy, or because of the things you have, or because of something else. Who made you want to be rich? Are they really there? If you were to exchange your current life with them, would you be willing to do it? We can imagine that your argument or opinion is like a table, and the four legs of the table are concrete examples that support your argument. If you believe that money corrupts people, you will try to find many examples to support your opinion, such as money making people use it as oppressive power, money violating justice, etc. But if you change your mind and think that money makes people happy, you will find some factors that support the above argument, such as finding that money can help the weak, money can create businesses that provide job opportunities for others, etc., such as the world's billionaire Bill Gates Foundation, which recently donated $4.6 billion, and many other philanthropists, artists, and famous people have donated their own funds to victims and those in need. At that time, you will see the benefits of money, and you will change your thinking about money. The above are the reasons that block your thinking, which make you unable to become rich, and it is also the difference between the rich and the poor. So to close the gap between the rich and the poor, achieve financial freedom quickly, you need to give a specific definition of wealth. How much money do you need to have for how long to be called rich? Find your strengths. Try your best to run towards your goals. The important thing is to clearly define your mindset about money. If you want to have money, you must love money. You must understand that money is a good thing. Money makes us happy. Now that we have finished the first part, you have understood why it is impossible to become rich. Now, let's see how to make $1 million in 7 years. We have already mentioned that financial freedom means that when your assets can generate enough income for you, you do not have to work hard to live on a daily basis. It can be said that you do not rely on your own labor to earn money anymore, because you have a money-making machine waiting to earn money for you. However, no matter how much money you spend, financial freedom at this point means that if you think about your basic daily expenses, you do not need to worry. The author says that to achieve financial freedom, you need to have 3 principles and 4 techniques. The 3 principles are financial security, and financial freedom. These 3 principles differ in the amount of money you earn. Financial security refers to the amount of money you have to cover your basic expenses for 6 to 12 months. This means that when you get sick or lose your job and can no longer earn an income, this money can cover all your daily expenses for at least 6 months until you can earn an income again. For example, if you have to spend $500 per month, you need to have $500 times 6 months equals $3,000 in savings to be your financial security. This money is for use only when necessary and necessary. You should not touch it unless you have a need.
You cannot use this money to invest or lend it to others. You can put this money in a bank or an electronic wallet with high interest rates. Once you have enough money for financial security, you can move on to the next point, financial security, which means you need to find a package of money in an amount whose interest can support your monthly expenses. For example, if the annual interest rate is 8% and you have to spend $500 per month, you need to have $500 times 150 times equals $75,000 to be financially secure. That means doing nothing, just putting $75,000 in the bank, you will earn $75,000 times 8% equals $6,000 per year, equal to $500 per month, which is enough for you to spend every month. To get financial security, you need to invest in places with low risk, such as banks or financial institutions. Of course, for those who want real financial freedom, $500 per month is really very little and cannot be called free. According to the same formula, try to think about how much you need to spend per month to be able to call yourself financially free. $5,000 or $20,000? Just multiply the amount of money you spend per month by 150 times, and you will see the amount of money you need to achieve financial security. If you spend $3,000 per month, you need $3,000 times 150 months equals $450,000. But what you need to pay attention to is that in order not to affect your daily expenses, you should not withdraw that safe money to invest in any business that has high risks. So to achieve the ultimate goal, which is financial freedom, what should you do? The author has you follow the following.
At this point, you may think that there is something difficult. Just save, invest, increase income, save and invest. That's right. As the author said, there is nothing else to become rich other than these points. But what is difficult is the implementation. Let's look at the first point. Save money at a certain percentage. Today, there is a popular saying that if you don't save money, you have to work hard to make more money to have some. Let me tell you that if you don't know how to save, no matter how much money you make, you won't have any left. Some people think that saving money is outdated. In this era of spending money, knowing how to spend so you can earn, and commerce everywhere, it is not easy to control your mind. On the other hand, life is not about buying and eating. What else is left in life? The author says that what makes you rich is not how much you earn, but how much you save. If he wastes money on eating, having fun, traveling around the world, he cannot become financially free, even if he has a lot of income, because he doesn't know how to save. Because when you have a lot of income, your quality of life will increase, and you will have more needs and expenses. In short, when the author first entered society, he lived a luxurious life, spending credit cards until he was in debt, becoming a debt-ridden person. Later, he met a successful person who told him to save 50% of his income. At that time, the author said, "No, I can't do it. This money is not enough for me to spend every month. How can I save?" But with no choice because he owed too much, the author was forced to endure. He saved 50% of his monthly income and started implementing the $8 principle, spending only $8 a day. To achieve this principle, he drove a car without doors for 8 months straight, because a car door costs more than $300. Because if he used the money to buy a car door, it would affect his savings and completely violate his principles. Not long after, 8 months later, he paid off the bank and started investing with a little money left. In fact, saving is the most basic financial knowledge. Even financial billionaire Warren Buffett and the father of world investment, John Templeton, pay high attention to saving. When he was young, he and his wife decided to save 50% of their income, even when he made very little, and he did so. Billionaire financier, famous stock trader, and the world's fourth richest man, Warren Buffett, says that when he was a boy selling newspapers, he always saved $1 of the money he earned and never spent it on anything. Because he looked to his future financial freedom, he had to learn to save. He added that the secret to becoming rich is simple. Save, invest, save, and invest more.
Coming to the second point that we need to mention is investment. Because saving alone cannot make money. nor can it become rich in a short time. Our goal is to become a person who is financially free, a person who has time freedom and uses the money we have without worries. We need to know how to invest money, and this investment will generate profits, enough for you to be able to spend monthly, but not just sit around saving and not dare to spend money. Before we get to investing, let's understand the difference between assets and liabilities first. And the way to judge whether something is an asset or a liability is to see whether it brings us money or takes money from us. If you buy something and it makes us spend more, it is a liability. On the other hand, if you buy it and increase your income, it is an asset or an investment. And sometimes we don't clearly distinguish whether it is an asset or a liability, like a car, a house, etc. You must be asking, isn't a car an asset? A house is not a good investment because house prices only go up. Isn't buying a house a bad idea? The author warns that when you buy a car, you start adding expenses, such as gas, repairs, taxes, parking, etc. The money starts coming out of your pocket, so the car is a debt at this point. But if you buy it to rent or run a taxi, you will get money from the rent, income from running a taxi. So at this point, it is an asset. If we talk about buying a house on installment, then for the bank, it is an investment because you have taken money from the bank and put the house plan in the bank as collateral. Every month, you have to pay interest, which is your own expense, but it is the bank's income. So at this point, your house is your debt, but it is the bank's property. Think about this clearly. As long as the money has not been paid off, your house is still the bank's property forever.
The third technique is to increase income in this rich world. If you use your brain to think a little, you will see many opportunities to earn more money. It depends only on your own efforts and abilities. The author's advice is to find out your innate talent and what you want to do the most. Then set a goal to become an expert in a certain field in the next 3 years and work hard to achieve this goal. To do this, the author provides another technique. That is, let's say from now on, in the next 3 years, you have become an expert in that field. You can try writing an advertisement, promoting yourself, your product, or service. Do this and act as a consumer. Then you'll be able to see whether in the future there will be people who agree to use your product or service or not. By yourself as a consumer, you will also agree to pay for your product or not. When you write that advertisement, you will be able to know whether you are really satisfied with your life at that time or not. If you're not satisfied, change direction immediately. Because even if you are successful in 3 years, it is not the life you really want. You can choose to find a field that can generate a steady stream of income and spend more time focusing on it, and reduce the number of jobs that you enjoy but take up a lot of time.
When you find a job or occupation that suits you, you need to increase your income and start implementing the fourth technique, which is to withdraw a portion of that extra income and save it. When you do not have high needs, you can take a portion of the extra money you earn and save it all, as if you did not have any extra income, and take that portion and continue to invest. When you have a reasonable knowledge of investing, you can start, and the sooner, the better. And the two factors that greatly affect your money are time and interest rates. For example, if the interest rate is 12% per year, you want to retire at 65 with $1 million, then if you start saving money from the age of 30, you need to save $200 a month. But if you start saving at the age of 55, you need to save up to $5,000 a month. On the other hand, if you want to be a smart investor, you need to follow the 50-50 principle. That is, 50% invest in low-risk items and 50% invest in high-risk items. Learn more, practice more, find successful people to be your teachers. When you raise more chickens, there is no shortage of eggs, which means your investment money will be more. You will easily become financially free. If you practice like this, it may not take you up to 7 years to achieve financial freedom.
I have explained the 2 main points in this book. Now, let's summarize. First, we talk about the reasons that prevent us from becoming rich, which are the differences between the rich and the poor, which include 4 major points: different definitions of wealth, their attitudes towards wealth. Many poor people only see their weaknesses, do not work hard to find a way out of poverty,
And another important thing is their internal mindset towards being rich. As long as we define the definition of wealth clearly, walk on a clear path, and work 10% more than what you are doing, we believe that you will become rich soon. The second point is about how to make $1 million in 7 years. We talked about 3 principles: financial security, and financial freedom, which are 3 different in terms of the amount of money you have, and each of us can calculate it according to the formula above. Then, the author gives 4 other techniques, which are: first, save some money; second, take the money you have saved and start investing; third, become an expert in a field within 3 years; and fourth, increase your income and save a portion of the increased income to continue investing. As billionaire Warren Buffett's theory says, save, invest, save, invest. In 7 years, we hope that everyone can achieve financial freedom. No longer worry about earning a daily income to cover your general expenses. Let money become a machine to work for us so that we can be truly free people. Thank you for listening, and congratulations to those who have finished listening to another book.